it. I just, and he just
Hey, we're
moved
live. It
on.
finally worked.
Yay!
You know
We're
what that
back.
you know what that means then?
Yes.
Hit the
Step into the grand arena where the legends come to fight. Bodies, passion, dreams ignite under the neon lights. Oh yeah, Paul Walker Davies, the voice calling every move. Amy Vaughn and the trivia getting you in the groove. Oh yeah. Feel the energy, the thunder as the crowd begins to roar. High flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah, from the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah, feel the energy, the thunder as the crowd begins to roar. High flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah, from the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah, talking wrestling, it's a war right from suplexes to body slams. We got it all inside, get ready for excitement, that's on the show. Talking wrestling is ready to throw down. Oh yeah.
And we're back. Time to pop a top on 2025. Welcome to Talking Wrestling. I'm Dave. Joined with me as always is the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
I am, and I am sporting my new Four Horsemen hoodie or pullover, and it is from, I saw it a minute ago, One True Sport.
Yeah.
I got it for Christmas. I love it. It matches my white hat, and yeah, and I got a couple different shirts that I will be wearing that I got for Christmas and that kind of stuff. So
Cool.
yes,
I think it's bad to the bone, and I'm not teasing. That is nice.
it is. It feels nice. I mean, yes, it's very nice. I think they have other colors, but like I said, it just has a little dip up, and I'm
Looks a little
ready to
big on you.
go. Well,
Ain't nothing wrong
I
with that.
like to have, because that way, if I wanted to wear a shirt, like a long sleeve shirt underneath it or whatever, depending on the weather, and so yeah, need a little room, all that stuff. Ah, Ben from Australia,
There he is.
our constituent Ben.
Good day, mate. What's going on, Ben?
Good morning.
T Weaver's in the house. T Weave. Hey, how was your Christmas? How was your holidays?
Fabulous. As you know, I work with the school system, and so I had a 2-week break. And then I actually had an extra day because we got ice, and up here we don't like driving on that kind of stuff. So, and the schools don't want buses out with a bunch of kids, and so we stayed home. So I had a 2-week break. It was very nice. Christmas was fabulous. Family was all here, and Santa still visits at my house, even though my kids are 23 and 15. It just is such a hard thing to not have Santa visit. And so, yeah, I mean, it was great. New Year's was great. Like, we have
Just a
just had a
disclaimer:
very good.
Santa don't visit because their kids are bad. He exists. He's real. It's just a situation at Amy's house that they're bad. Okay.
Oh, well, they could probably, if they had to really do a pro and con of like, should I or shouldn't, there's probably a lot more, maybe not. The 23-year-old, yes, but the 15-year-old, the list could go either way. And Aaron's birthday is Christmas Eve. And so we just have we have his birthday kind of all in the morning or the weekend, depending on what it is and whatever he wants to do. He loves getting this fruit pizza. And basically, it's one of those that's like a sugar cookie dough. And then I don't know if it's a pudding or whatever they put on top of it. And then it's all the different fruits.
Stephanie's mom does something kind of like that.
Yeah. He loves that. And I get that for him. And then we just kind of do whatever he wants that day, if he wants lunch or whatever. And then we go to mass in the evening, like at 5, and then that's when like his birthday's over and Christmas starts. So we have to come home and open gifts and open stockings and all that good stuff. So fabulous. I had an absolute fabulous Christmas. How about
And I
you?
know your kids are good.
Yes, oh, I know. Fruit pizza. Yes, Darius said you should try it. It's very good. It's not bad.
Darren
He loved
Staley's
it.
here. Catherine Summers here. Darren Staley, who I will say is the only politician that I trust.
And the only one that we know of that listens to the Talking Wrestling Pondwater Dave and Amy show. Or not Amy show, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, talking wrestling with David, Palmwater, and Amy.
Yeah.
May have to change that. We'll talk to JD Hoop and see if we can get that logo changed.
Well, but your Christmas, I know y'all were on the road.
Man, had a good Christmas. We went to Texas. Went to Texas one weekend, and I spent Christmas with my daughters. It was just a real small. It was just my daughter and her husband and my grandsons, and my other daughter and her husband, and I mean it was just a small get together.
You're not do you get gifts for the grand dogs?
No.
No?
Yeah.
You might have to start thinking about that. I
But,
get gifts. But I
didn't
get my
consider
dog.
it. Hey, I'll tell you what, I got you a gift.
You
but-
did?
Yeah, well, the thing was, I got you a gift and a card, and I was going to send the card because
Uh-huh.
you can't mail the gift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
It's Huntsville. But
Oh, that'd be fun.
I
I was gonna say it's not the belt, is it? I mean, I know I
No,
have
no,
to
no, you didn't
transport it. No, I know, but I'm just saying, is that my
no,
gift?
I've got to
I get
bring the
trans-
belt. I'll bring the belt and give it to you because you live the closest to Tim.
Yes. I'll make sure I videotape myself presenting it to him
Yeah,
at
that'd
work.
be because Zubair probably want to see it.
I'll be taking
We're
pictures
talking
with
about
it.
we're talking about our-
Sorry,
our-
sorry. Yes.
We're talking about our fantasy football league over on the Ram Network. I was out, but nobody bothered to tell us the rules on the playoffs that they lasted for more than 1 week. So,
Oh.
so Tip didn't even pick, she didn't do anything for the second week. She thought she was out. So
Oops.
I've never been on a fantasy football league, and I've been on that type of that particular platform. And I mean, I'm not crying. I'm just saying we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we begrudgingly are going to have to give this bad boy to Timmy C of the Filter Free Podcast because he's the Ram Network's fantasy football champion this year. But speaking of big time belts that made that, right off the bat, I got an idea. We're going without a producer again tonight, y'all. So kind of producing on the air.
I saw you post about Athena having the belts. They look nice.
Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. You go to Facebook.com, join the Big Time Belts group. Leilani Kai,
Leilani.
a replica of her WWF World Women's Championship from Big Time Belts. I don't normally show the logoed stuff. That would be considered a bootleg, not authorized, but she was the World Women's Champion. What are you going to tell her?
Exactly.
Sam Houston got replicas of the Mid-Atlantic and the Central States from Big Time Belts. Man Up, our friend over at Bells and Belts podcast. I was a guest on there a couple weeks ago. Had a great time talking to them about just about everything. They've got a big time belt there, the Bells and Belts champion, but they also have a white version with all the social medias, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitch.
How cool is that?
And they also send Big Time Belts a ton of business because I approve the request for them to join the group, and most of them they'll say they heard about it on YouTube. And so it's either us or them.
It's us. We know it's us.
Tim Robinson Tim Robinson had the AMW Women's Championship as a tribute to Jackie Claudia. He did his women's belt as a tribute to Claudia, and Big Time Belts was proud to make that belt for him. And now let's talk about Efren and the game event coming to Top Guy weekend for the Royal Rumble. We'll be playing the game event. We'll be doing a giveaway for the Rumble, and Efren has commissioned a belt from Big Time Belts, and that could possibly be a prize. I mean, it'll be a prize, but you got to pick it just right. But look at that craftsmanship.
That's awesome.
That middle plate spins.
Oh, I love it.
But look at the stones. Look at the etching. Look at the color. This artwork, this belt was designed by JD Hoop, the great JD Hoop. He's a tremendous artist with talent on loan from God himself.
Mm.
Look at that Top Guy Rumble side plate. Look at the etching on that. Look how crisp it is. Big Time Belts can do that for you. There's the ad-free shows logo on the other side. Just an incredible piece of craftsmanship there. You notice there's no leather on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's being sent off. Big Time Belts does a great job on leather, but I have a good friend, Dan Comiskey, Dan C. ringthebellbelts.com, does a lot of leather. He does leather work for me a lot. He does an incredible job on leather, and he is going to do a very, very extra special job on this belt in particular. I mean, we're going to go with, I know it's going to be a shade of purple.
Oh,
and a shade of green on the back, and it's going to be really nice belt.
I love that.
And we're super excited, and we'll get, and when Efren gets it in hand, prior to the Top Guy Rumble, where they're gonna play the game event, we'll get Efren, and we'll see if we can get Dan on, and we'll unveil this belt properly. I'm super excited for him.
Awesome.
This one's really special. I think it's my favorite belt that Muhammad Zubair's made.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm telling you, there JD's out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speak his name, and look, he showed up.
But I mean, the guy, I saw the artwork, and I'm super excited to see what JD created, because it wasn't like he went and found a belt and we changed it. You know, he didn't base it off an existing belt. This is an original concept belt. And his artwork.
Can you show us the main plate again?
When you
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can get back to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to look so
when you can dream it, Zubair can make it. Big Time Belts is your hookup. We got you covered. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. I want to thank him for sponsoring our podcast. He does so much for us. Tremendous, and just a great human being.
Yes, he is.
I don't know if I tell y'all enough that you're not just a customer to him. I mean, when he does business with you, you become his friend. He values the relationships that he builds. He values his customers. I've been doing business with him for over 3 years, and it's the way that he presented himself to me initially is why I ended up going back to him and asking him a question, giving him my business to see how he did. And I'm so glad I did. And he's making wrestling belts for wrestling promotions. I thought I had I did make a.
Yeah, you put that picture out with
Hang on.
Athena and her belt. I like what JD says. Efren always goes all out, and really, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
This is an Efren belt if there was ever one, with the purple and the green. That it's going to be gorgeous. I'm so glad I'm going to be able to see it in person in a couple of weeks. That's gonna be so nice.
Man, I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I put it. I know I downloaded it to include it in the PDF. This isn't going to take but just a second because I'm so excited to show you this.
And JD also says Muhammad was very easy to work with. So again, that is another, another attribute with Muhammad. He's very easy to work with. Get your belt ideas and whatever, and go to
Oh.
town. We've seen some beautiful belts that he's made.
Oh yeah, he actually cares about what he does,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't ask for more,
And they're not thousands of dollars. I mean, you're
No,
getting
they're very reasonable.
very good quality, reasonable. There
Here
she
we have the
is.
Ring of Honor Women's Forever Champion at the world famous Ribera Steakhouse. She made her first trip to Japan, believe it or not. I thought she'd wrestled in Japan before. She said this was her first trip to Japan. And she wrestled, she tag teamed with, and was victorious over Ty Mello and, oh man, I can't remember who they tag team with, but she did a great job over there. And she's wearing her Ring of Honor champion. She went to Ribera. She got a gold jacket from Ribera.
Uh-huh.
But she's holding her Forever Women's Champion. And she wrestled Sorensen in Japan. Darren Staley, stop it, man. You're out of control. Oh, we call him Soren-san when we reference him in Japan. But the middle of that has her on the middle of the belt, and it spins. And I'm super excited that Big Time Belts has made it onto AEW programming and went to Japan in the world famous Ribera Steakhouse.
That is pretty awesome.
It genuinely, truly is big time. Hashtag
Yes.
big time.
Heck yeah.
Big Time Belts. But yeah, we had a great we had a great time in Texas with the kids. My daughter, I mean, she went all out.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a really good time. We went and ate dinner with my friend Junior and Cheryl. We normally go. We had a really nice meal they took us to their favorite Mexican food restaurant. Now it's my favorite Mexican food restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did Christmas Eve over at Stephanie's mom's house with everybody together. And then the following Saturday, we were able to get all Stephanie's kids and my stepkids together.
Mm-hmm.
We had all the Mississippi grandkids here, and we had a big time.
Awesome.
We had roast. We had Dorito casserole, chicken casserole with Doritos.
Yeah.
Because my son-in-law Mike wants that every year. So, but then we
Sounds
had roast
good.
and my stepson made the bread pudding, and the white chocolate bread pudding was incredible.
Ooh, that does. I like bread pudding. That sounds delicious.
And then we had the opportunity this past weekend. We went to watch basketball. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the basketball experience later. But after that, we went and grabbed dinner with my in-laws, my in-laws and my granddaughter Maddie. We went to a place called Doe's Eat Place, and from what I understand, y'all have one up in Paducah. But this is the original, built in 1941. It's just an old house. The first time I ate there, like 14 years ago, it was. I sat in the kitchen. So I mean, that's just how it is. It's just a small house. They have three steaks. They have 4 steaks. They have a 10-ounce filet mignon. They have a 3-pound sirloin steak, a 2.5-pound porterhouse, and a 2-pound ribeye. They also have tamales. We had French fries. Me and my granddaughter, because we like our steaks cooked the same way, we shared porterhouse, and then I helped my father-in-law with his ribeye. I mean, it was a lot of meat.
Yes, we do have a Doe's up here. It's very good. Like you said, known for their steaks, and that's
See, down
cool. I
here,
don't think I knew that there was. I mean, I didn't realize that there was more, I guess.
Well, the ones we have down here that are satellite locations,
Mhm.
we don't like them as well as the
Right.
original in Greenville, Mississippi.
I could see
And
that.
you park you park on the street, the only parking lot, and they have a
Mhm.
cop out there guarding everybody's cars.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's just but the license plates, Arkansas, North Carolina, Florida, people, it's a destination when people are in that northern part of Mississippi.
Mhm.
Because I've seen it featured years ago, but I mean they've got James Beard Awards. They've got not that James Beard, the food James Beard. I mean it's a big deal, and they at one point they were one of the top 10 steakhouses in the country.
Interesting.
But it's nothing
Cool.
fancy. I mean, there's nothing fancy. There's just a lot of food, and I think you can bring your own. They sell beer, but you can bring. I mean, people bring their own wine and alcohol, and it's just a
Really?
great experience. You find yourself in northern Mississippi. It's 2 hours from it's 2 hours from Jackson, 2 hours from Vicksburg. I
Mhm.
mean, it's a little haul up there, but it's well worth it. Except until it's time to drive back and you're full.
Right. Yeah, really. That would be the kicker. That sounds
Alice just said for
delicious.
a minute we were talking about Sabatino's in Chicago. Do they do the great big steaks too?
Yeah, I feel like it. I'm not a steak person, so I don't super know, but yes.
I don't too often anymore go out for steak
Mhm.
because I can do it.
Right. You can
I
fix
feel.
you know what you want at home,
I
or
mean,
you can
it
make
may
it
not
just
be
as well.
as good, but it's close. I
Right.
mean, I'm
Right.
pretty handy. I'm pretty handy on the grill when it comes to cooking cow. So I mean, I just don't feel like going and paying $45, $50 for a steak when I can stay home and do it
Understood.
myself.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
But this place is a treat, and it's worth it.
Mhm.
So anyway.
Well, wonderful. I'm ready for 2025. What about you?
I am. I'm super excited. I can't believe it's already 2025. I remember 25 years ago, Y2K.
Yep.
Making sure your computer was turned off.
Didn't know what we were going to wake up to, the
We didn't
Stone
know.
Age,
I mean, I remember it, and we went to a party at church that night. It was that's where I brought in the new millennium, and it was that's crazy. It's 25 years later.
It is.
Where's the time going?
I don't know. They talk about it's like, it's closer to that you'll see those memes or whatever. It'll be like, this 1939 or 1980 is the same distance as, 1939 was to 19, you just are like, there's just no way.
I was laying in bed the other night and I was watching a video and it said, this song turns 35 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like 3 different Travis Tritt songs. I'm like, man, yeah, I remember Travis Tritt being big then. And then it got to Friends in Low Places.
Really?
Well, my little girl, Sarah, who will be 38 next week. She used to walk around. She could sing. I mean, I thought she would sing Friends in Low Places. And she's kind of struggling a little bit with pushing 40.
Yeah.
And so I could not wait to call her and say, guess what song is 35 years old?
As always,
because I'm an ass
dad.
like that. I'm an ass like that.
That's supportive dad.
But I mean, I saw one that was doing songs that were 25 years ago, and Jason Aldean was on there, and I didn't realize he'd been around for 25 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Which one? The Badonkadonk? No, that's not him.
Badonkadonks Trace Atkins.
No,
Jason Aldean.
That's not Trace Atkins.
Honky Tonk Badonkadonk is Trace Atkins. Amy,
is it? No,
if Trace Atkins don't sing Honky Tonk Badonkadonk, I'll kiss your ass in the middle of Huntsville and give you 45 minutes to draw a crowd.
I'd say, pucker up. No.
Oh.
I just don't.
How you like that for a callback?
You're so terrible. Badonkadonk. I don't even remember. I don't even know how to spell that.
Honky Tonk Badonkadonk.
Honky Tonk Badonkadonk?
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah, you're right. Honky. Not that part. I'm just saying honky tonk. But my phone's like,
Keeping
what?
perfect rhythm makes you want to swing along. Got it going on like Donkey Kong, like ooh-wee. Shut my mouth. Slap your grandma.
Oh yeah, that didn't look like. That's not who I thought Trace Atkins was. I guess
Oh.
that was my problem. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what I was when you said Trace Atkins. That Trace Atkins. Not
I
who
said
thought
Jason
it was.
Aldean, and you came up with the badonkadonk.
Oh look, anyway. How old is this song? Now I'm like, oh, how old is that song? Did we say? But still, that was quite the song. Gretchen Wilson, her redneck or
Yeah, redneck woman.
is it redneck woman?
Yeah,
I bet that's close to 30 years old.
It's got to be. It's got to be because I went and saw Gretchen Wilson, and I was still married to my ex-wife.
I was going to say I can remember
probably 20, probably 20, 22, 23 years.
Let's see. It will tell me. When did this come out? 2004, which that's actually a little bit.
Yeah, K-Dog was right there with the. What's going on, Chris?
Yes, thank you.
Trace Atkins was a great old school country guy in the beginning. Every light in the house is on.
I like that one. Well, you know, I know we joke about it, and I love that. So we're not talking about little Jimmy in Japan, but I mean, he literally could be my child. Like he could be. I mean, you daughter's 38. Think about how old that just.
He could be one of my daughters. No, he couldn't. But I mean,
you know, but
it's talking country music with Fine Water Dave.
Exactly. I like country music. What are you talking about? Give me some Carrie Underwood. Me and Carrie Underwood.
We may just make a wheel in like 1 week. It'll be talking comics with Fine Water Dave and Amy. Talking music with Fine Water. Talking movies.
Just what we like. We don't know. We're not singers. We don't. We're not in movies or anything like that. We just like to talk about what we like.
Hey, but while we're talking about music, do I have a? I don't have a. I don't think I have any music for getting pissed off, do I?
I do not know.
No, it's Bulletproof. I'm watching, and Billboard magazine ranked the top 10 country singers of all time.
Oh, okay. When 2024, like they did that, like you know how they do stuff at the end.
It's been recent, but it was like not for the year 2024, for all time.
No, top 10. I know, but yes.
And George Strait was number 9.
Who was number 1?
Dolly Parton.
Okay, I'm not going to argue too much.
Well, I wouldn't either, except Billboard magazine did this list. I would have to think that Billboard magazine might be ranking them based on the Billboard charts of country music. And how does King George come in 9th when there's nobody else that's got as many number 1 songs as him? I mean, I think Garth Brooks came in like 5th or 6th.
Really? That really does make you wonder. Like, how did they, is there anything that they said?
And then I think Charlie Pride was number 8.
Okay.
Which I mean, I'm glad he's definitely top 10. But Dolly Parton number 1, I think Willie Nelson was number 2.
Yeah, now I've got to look. I'm like, well,
but it was just.
You think Charlie Pride should have been, as in, higher than Garth Brooks?
Well, if you're going by the Billboard charts.
That's if you go by the Billboard.
If you go by the Billboard charts, this list doesn't make any sense. Because how is George Strait not number 1 if he's the country star with the most number 1 hits?
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you figure out? I don't know. That's a good question, sir.
Andrew Hermes from he's the A in the TNA top 10. Garth Brooks and everyone else We are done here. I mean, Billboard wise, I'm with Andrew. I'm not saying Garth don't belong. He never
Right.
belongs. He never belongs ahead of George Strait. There's very few in my mind that could possibly be ahead of George Strait on the list. I'm not shitting on Dolly.
No. I just
George Jones was in the top 10, but I'm just wondering how Billboard magazine does their top 10. I mean, when Rolling Stone did it, it was all bullshit anyway.
right.
I mean, but
Well,
I'm
I
just saying if
wonder.
it's a Billboard based, Billboard magazine always posted the Billboard charts. So how's the guy that's number one? How does the guy that's number one come in ninth?
Well, which I guess I should have. I did not know this for looking at Charlie Pride anyway. He had 29 number one hits on the hot country songs. Okay, I did not realize that was
Charlie
that
Pride.
many.
Have you had the occasion to listen to Charlie Pride?
Yes, but the Kiss the Angel, like I don't know all. Obviously, don't
Hey, I'm
know
going to
all
tell you
29.
for a treat. Go find Charlie Pride's album. There's a little bit of Hank in Me where he sings Hank Williams songs.
Okay.
Mountain of Love. Mountain of Love is probably one of my favorite Charlie Pride songs. And I like Charlie Pride couldn't have called me by my name, but I had met Charlie Pride before.
Uh-huh.
Because when I was a little kid, I'd go visit my half sisters, and their mom had remarried my dad's ex-wife. I didn't know until I was old enough to know she wasn't my stepmother.
Right.
Nobody told me. Nobody
Uh-huh.
told her. She'd whip your ass if you said that I wasn't her stepkid. But I'd go spend the weekend with my half sisters, and her husband Rudy used to carry me around. Like
Right.
he would take me with him. We'd go get a haircut. He'd take me to the golf course with him, where
Uh-huh.
he played golf with Wahoo McDaniel, Lee
Yes.
Trevino, and Charlie Pride.
I remember you saying this.
So, but I mean, Charlie Pride was an incredible singer, and I grew up listening to Charlie Pride. And he was a baseball player before it became country music started.
I think I did know that.
They had a documentary on him. I'd find it. Family Tradition is Catherine Summers' favorite country music song. You want to hear a fun story about Family Tradition? I was in 8th grade. And it was my favorite country song. Me and my friend Del Walker in 8th grade found somebody to go to the beer store, and we got a case of Schlitz malt liquor in the 8-ounce bottles, the Baby Bulls. I had never drank before.
That's a great one to start with.
And for somehow or another, I managed to get my mom to let me spend the night at his house on a school night.
Uh-huh.
His mom worked all night. So it was just us in 8th grade. And we were torn up from the floor up. The first time I ever got drunk was on Schlitz malt liquor in little 8-ounce Baby Bull bottles. They come 28. They came 8th grade. Came 28 in a case, and I drank 14 of them.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, let's say we're still drunk when we go to school the next day, and we're walking down the hall. Hey, Willie Buck. Hey, Javi, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. Mysterio. This is one of my belt friends from 25 years back.
Hi.
I mean, back from the Yahoo days.
The chat, the Yahoo groups.
But anyway, we drank them. And we're walking down the hallway singing Family Tradition at the top of our lungs. And my friend Cheryl that I mentioned that I had dinner with, Cheryl's probably my best friend in life. we go back to 8th grade. And she was my girlfriend for about 2 weeks. And we've been friends ever since. But she was my girlfriend at that particular moment. And she was pissed. But so every time Family Tradition comes on, we get a laugh about it after all these years. But we'd go to Pizza Inn and load it up, playing it over and over on the jukebox. But So yeah, that's what I think of. Now I will say, after I got drunk in 8th grade, I did not drink again until almost at graduation. Palm Water Dave and Amy. Yesterday it was Justin Davis's birthday.
And it wasn't just any birthday. It was a big one. He was 40.
He's 40?
He turned 40
Wow,
yesterday.
I didn't know he was that old.
Yes.
Well,
He
spoiler
probably-
alert. Spoiler alert.
probably
There's a
won't
chance.
like me.
There's a chance that he'll be joining us in a few minutes.
Yes, I know. Back in the 1900s. I was born in the 1900s.
He shares a birthday with the great James Beard, not
Yes.
the cooking, not the food guy, the referee.
I did see that. I swear, I'm sorry. You all hear my dog Capone. I don't know it's just me and him in the house, and he don't like the door shut, but he's gonna have to deal with it.
And let's give a shout out to Elvis Presley. It's his birthday today.
Is it really? I did not realize that.
Elvis would have been or is 83, depending on what you believe. There's a whole thing that this guy named Bob Joyce is supposed to be Elvis Presley. Everybody believes that Bob Joyce is Elvis Presley.
Is he a preacher?
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
And he sings it. I don't think he looks like Elvis. So.
That's right. I'll have to show you, Pondwater. I'll send you the shirts that Allison and I are going to have for our birthday month.
I can only imagine.
You can only imagine. I know. But I did not know that about Elvis. I guess you know so much about it being, when he died in May that I didn't even think about it.
My grandson did a book report like for book fair, and he had to do a whole thing. He dressed like Elvis. He had I've got some really nice Elvis action figures out of this deal. Because you make a diorama. Is that what they call it?
I have no idea.
Like a display, and then they present this. Anyway, but the book that he read about Elvis didn't mention the drug problem. So my grandson thought he just croaked on the toilet.
How old was he? They might have here, you read this book about Elvis.
Well, I mean, whatever he read didn't mention that Elvis was on drugs, that it was taking pills.
That's an interesting view of his.
Well, we
life.
were talking about it because I have Elvis. I have the Elvis channel on my satellite radio. It's one of my presets.
Yeah. But how do you write a book about Elvis
and not
mention that? That's all I'm saying. I
don't think that you did the Elvis Presley story for elementary school kids.
I guess. I don't know. Unless that's how you wrote it. It's 90 years old.
He's not 90, Willie Buck. He'd be 83. He was born in 42.
You know what, though? Oh, wait a minute. Catherine has a fun fact. Oh, that's cool.
Catherine Summer says, my mom thinks he does. Fun fact, my dad's cousin was part of his band, the Jordanaires, and my dad met Elvis and Priscilla. That's so cool. Did you know the bass singer for the Oak Ridge Boys actually performed, was an Elvis, it was a backup singer for Elvis?
No.
Now, he's not the one that does the really deep guy. That's J.D. Sumner.
Okay. But the other one?
Yeah. But I mean, he performed that. Richard Sturban with the Oak Ridge Boys.
That's cool.
That bass singer was with Elvis as well. I had the opportunity to go see Elvis when I was a little kid, and I told my mom I didn't want to go, and I hate myself for it now.
Was he like the good Elvis, or what kind of Elvis were you getting? Was he the heavy set, drugged out Elvis, or were you going to get to see maybe
It was between it was early 70s.
Okay.
I mean, it was probably around Aloha from Hawaii time.
Oh, okay.
It was before Aloha from Hawaii, because if I'd have seen Aloha from Hawaii,
and then
I would have gone.
Yeah.
Because Aloha from Hawaii was my first time watching. I remember watching it live on NBC. And pissed my dad off that my mom wanted to watch it. And
your dad didn't like him?
No, I don't think so. Not really.
Hey, where did your aunt, Catherine, where does your aunt live? Because Hank Williams Jr. has a house around where I live, actually, and they go to restaurants around here. I'm just wondering if your aunt lives like in Tennessee, like if she, trying to figure out where your aunt might be living that, maybe we live close. So you just never know.
Well, since
But
since the name on the marquee is Talking Wrestling, I'm going to tie Elvis back into wrestling.
okay. Yes, yes.
Elvis performed at the Sportatorium.
Yes. That's very close to me, Catherine. I'm sorry. I'm very
Yep.
sorry.
Elvis performed at the Sportatorium.
Is this like 6 Degrees Sportatorium? Like we could do
Could
that.
be.
That would be really
Well, I
fun.
mean, the Sportatorium is a legendary venue, not just for professional wrestling. The Big D Jamboree, I think the Louisiana Hayride.
Well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
We
they
could
was there.
do
Willie Nelson used to play the Sportatorium. Elvis. I mean, all
6
of them played.
Degrees.
People played the Sportatorium. So
Or we could play 6 Degrees WCCW. Because, a lot of people have come through there and all that good stuff. Yeah, turn it.
and while we're talking about the Sportatorium, over on the Ram Network, Timmy C and myself do World Class Flashback. And this past week, we watched an episode from 1983, late July 29th is when it was recorded. It was when it was taped. And we actually saw Kamala the Ugandan Giant take on Rock Riddle.
Oh, my good Rock.
Rock Riddle.
He's going to become our
And
Billy Jack
he had
Hayes.
he had brown hair.
Really?
He didn't have it bleached.
Was
Rock
he?
Riddle, I don't know if you know, but we met Rock Riddle at the Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa last July. Rock Riddle does movies and television
Oh.
series. He's guest stars on things. If you go to rockriddle.com, he's got quite an extensive list of things he's been on. I mean, he was on with Soupy Sales. I think they called it Show of Shows.
Okay.
He was on the Gong Show in the 70s. He was
I remember you talking about the Gong Show.
but Rock Riddle has been around, and he's making movies, and which is good because then he's got a SAG card, so he's got insurance.
Right.
But you can't. I've searched and searched and searched, and I can't find out how old he is.
I remember you saying that.
I mean, I looked again the other day. I brought up and went down a Rock Riddle rabbit hole, but he was doing jobs in Dallas in '83, and I don't remember him being there, but then
And he had dark hair. That's interesting. I
Yeah.
think that's the most interesting part is that he had brown hair, instead of he wasn't
kind of
bleached
he had a
blonde.
great build back then,
Yeah.
but
You
but
can
come
tell
on.
he keeps himself in shape. You know what I'm saying? Keith.
Keith said, "Hey everybody, I'm just in time for world class memories."
Yes. Yes.
Or what I don't remember of this particular one.
That's right.
But
But-
and at the end of that match, Bruiser Brody hit the ring and attacked Kamala. So that was cool too.
That was. But speaking of wrestling, why don't we talk about Raw?
Let's do that.
It's our topic, our main topic. Can we stay on topic? Maybe, we doubt it, but we try.
And trying is all we can do, right?
Yeah, we take more left turns than a NASCAR race.
Mm-hmm. That's our charm, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, Justin. When I talked to Justin, he said he was going out to eat with his brother. It'd be about an hour before he got home. I said, "We're long winded. Pop on when you get home."
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But
What would you score it? Let's see what palm water wise, jars. What would you give Raw on Netflix?
well, that's interesting. I don't know how to rank it because, I guess for my personal enjoyment,
Mhm.
it's a good 4-jar.
Mhm.
4 jars. I mean, I could make as a wrestling show, it did not hit.
Mhm.
As a spectacle, as a big damn deal, it did hit for me.
Right.
I mean, I felt like it was a big deal.
Do you feel like it was a PLE? Like it had that feeling?
No, because it reminded me a lot of when SmackDown premiered on Fox.
Mhm.
It was a red carpet event. The stars were out.
Right.
And they did it in Los Angeles then too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it felt like a big damn deal. I could pick, and I'm going to pick some of it apart,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but I mean, it's a good solid 4 jars, and I watched it with wrestling friends, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It didn't feel like a 3-hour program to me.
Right.
I didn't. I thought it was strange that Cody. Well, at first, I didn't think it was strange that Cody was in the crowd.
Right.
If Cody would have stayed in the crowd for the match and jumped the rail and hit the ring when Kevin Owens came out, instead of being in the back and the music hit, because then I'm
Right.
like, so you just took Cody out there and put him in the crowd for a camera shot, but then you're going to have him immediately. And it's not like he was out there and then he came. Like if that match would have been an hour 3, I wouldn't have
Right.
thought anything about it. But if
Right.
you're going to have
Right.
Cody run in the first match, why don't you just leave him at ringside?
Yeah, that is kind of a that would yeah.
That's what didn't make sense to me, and he didn't need to be there.
Right.
So that was. But I thought the first 10-15 minutes, the whole opening with everything that was being on the screen,
Canvas
or
or canvases or whatever they were.
whatever, and then it dropped down. I liked that. I thought
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. The Rock being nice to Cody. I mean, it's like there was no continuity. I didn't get
But-
that either.
I think
But
we've just
then
kind of.
also, in my mind, maybe The Rock's setting them up.
Well, I was going to say, do you think
Maybe
we've kind of
setting them up.
pivoted?
But I didn't consider that maybe he was just there as a major shareholder for TKO.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you still think we're getting some kind of Rock Roman WrestleMania?
And also, well, no. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think Rock and Roman in WrestleMania. But let me ask you this. It seemed like to me he said, if you smell. And then I don't think he said The Rock. I think he just said it's cooking. Because, he hung forever silent.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember him saying The Rock is cooking. I think he just said if you can smell, it's cooking. I could be wrong.
I'd have to go back. I have no idea. We'll talk about that. I think I did after the match happened, I was like, why did they have that first? But
Efren's here. Hi, Efren. Efren wants to thank us for the kind comments earlier, and he's thinking of doing a whole Ted DiBiase $1 million belt reveal. JD and Muhammad have outdone themselves. Yes, they have.
it is beautiful. It is
I mean,
really
everybody, I don't think that anybody will disagree that Zubair's masterpiece, his best work, was just on display earlier this evening.
it was
and
was beautiful.
This is the first belt that's been able to hang with that PCW belt.
That's true.
Well,
Yes. And we'll get to see it in person, which that is.
I'm going to take
be-
an obscene amount of pictures with this belt.
maybe the belt winner.
Hey, how many subscribers have we got right now? We haven't been really begging for subscribers lately. 658. Y'all get. Well, this may be something that nobody wants to see, but if y'all get up to 750 subscribers by the end of the month, I'll take a picture with that game event belt, Shawn Michaels, Playgirl style. Amy, don't know what to say. I got her.
I'm going to say, I'm honestly thinking about the person who might win that belt. Is that going to be something they think is a good thing or a bad thing? That's all that crossed my mind.
Oh,
I happen to notice up top. God, Darren. Terry said he noticed the same thing about The Rock omitting that. So I wonder if that was just. Oh, did you see in the beginning whenever The Rock came out,
He didn't say The Rock either when he said finally. I don't think he said The Rock has come back.
we're
I
gonna
think
have
he
to
said
all
the
go
WWE has come back to Netflix or something.
or come to Netflix. But he showed his goosebump. Did you
Man,
see that?
the photography was second to none.
That
Production
was
value was
cold.
off the chart. I
Look,
noticed it.
we have an undescriber now because of what you said you're going to do. Heather said, "Get me the hell out of here."
Oh, I was wondering why people quit talking.
Yeah, coaches. I mean, look, no,
I didn't
wait.
say I was going to show that picture.
Ben says he's trying to get more Australians on board, and apparently that is not the way to do it.
Yeah, I imagine not.
That's funny.
How about this? If y'all don't get me to 750 subscribers,
I'll yeah,
every
really.
belt in the Big Time Belt commercial is going to be shot Playgirl style.
Now Muhammad has a problem. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we just lost.
Now they lost subscribers.
Oh,
I mean, I had no problems with Netflix. I don't know if anybody else did. I had no problems with Netflix. Everything, no buffering, no nothing. Picture looked great. Everything was really great for that Raw. I don't know if you had any problems or I didn't hear of
none.
anybody.
And
Oh God.
but the goosebumps, being able to see the goosebumps on him, because he's always doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, visibly being able to see the goosebumps.
What are they doing in the comments? Oh Lord.
All right, I had a bad idea. I was just I was spitballing. I was throwing shit on the wall to see if it would stick. Obviously, this did not stick. But hey, go to pwdpod.com and subscribe anyway. I promise I won't do it.
But yeah, I mean, because I know some people, and we've kind of talked about it too. When Jake Paul? No, Logan Paul. No, which one fought Mike Tyson?
Logan Paul. No,
Logan
Jake
Paul.
Paul. Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Okay, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yes, so much yes to that.
When they fought, of course, 60 million people logged on to Netflix to watch that. And it had a lot of buffer, a lot of issues, but whatever. I mean, I know 60 million people didn't try to watch Raw.
Well, Triple H said that if they had buffering problems, because like the Tyson fight, then he was okay with it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That many people were watching.
Through.
So I
can't wait to see what the number is on it though. And I want to congratulate AEW for this is the first time that Dynamite beat Raw.
Oh,
in the ratings.
You stop it.
Where's the lie?
There's no television rating.
Their TV rating was 0 this week. AEW won barely.
Don't you be talking about my AEW boys.
I'm excited about AEW. I'm gonna attend my first Dynamite.
Are you going in Huntsville?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
I've never been to one live. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I went to. I've gone to their pay-per-views. I don't know if I've seen those.
I was at the first All In, but that really wasn't AEW.
Yeah, that's true. Oh Lord. Anyway, what?
It is now. Is swallow ball a word? Can you use it in a sentence? Bull cookies.
What in the world?
I'm not even reading that. Yes, it is, Efren. Yes, it is.
Alrighty, back to Raw. It will be interesting to see how many people logged on to watch it. I mean, I'm curious.
I am too.
I thought the first. Go ahead. The first match.
Solo and Solo Sikoa and
I loved all of that.
For the Ulafala.
Yeah, I loved all of that.
I thought it was a good match.
Did. I loved too. Even the even the way they like, um, Solo's team came out, and then here comes Jay and Sammy, and then they go fighting off, and then Kevin Owens comes out, and then here comes Cody Rhodes, and then they go off. Like I was okay with all of that was going on. Uh, and I really like that. Like I said, I thought that was a great match to talk about getting it started, and then The Rock.
The false finishes, the pulling the referee.
Yes.
I was kind of taken aback when I saw the referee wearing that camera in his ear and having to wear those two big boxes. I've never noticed it on WWE, and they didn't show any angles from it. So I was wondering, is that a camera? And then they finally addressed it later in the night because Ref Daphne did not have. She didn't wear one.
Yeah, I have seen them do that on occasion. I don't know, I don't know. Maybe it was SmackDown or maybe it was Raw. I don't know, but they have seen that ref camera before. What did you think about their outfits? Do you like them?
Man, I loved them.
They were nice. I thought that I liked that they let them have something different.
Well, my main promotion that I referee for is BIW, and Josh is really lenient on what he lets us wear, and James Beard doesn't normally wear the traditional straps. He's got a pullover, like a black pullover that he wears, and I was looking at black Adidas with three white straps on them, and I'm gonna double check with Josh to make sure it's cool. But I thought I'd get one and slap the BIW logo on it.
Yeah, a little something different. But I liked it. Like I said, one thing I think that's going to take a little getting used to for me is all the different logos on the mat. Like there's a lot,
Good point. Let's talk about it. A lot of people seem to have a problem with advertising on the mat. Where do you fall on that?
I don't mind. I just felt like there was a lot. And now, granted, some of them are the same, but I don't know. I just felt like there was, if you just wanted to have one or even one big one in the middle, there's 7 of them on there, and it just was a lot. But it wasn't like I just couldn't take my eyes away from it. It's in white lettering, so it's not I don't feel like it was that pulled me away from the action.
I think it's kind of cool. Real American Beer was on there.
Yes.
And
in both corners.
WWE's wanted a beer company to sponsor them for years. But they have a financial stake in Real American Beer now. They're partners. They're partners with Hulk Hogan.
And then they had Fortnite. And then they had, like I said, I'm whatever.
But
it's going to take a little bit to get used to having just so many on there.
But WCW put Ruse on there.
I didn't say I like that either. I'm just saying.
It doesn't faze me.
Yeah.
It doesn't faze me. It's just revenue. If I was, who's losing matches every week? If I'm losing matches every week, I'm trying to get a deal to advertise on the bottom of my shoes. So when I'm on my back, you can see something.
Yeah. But like I said, I thought it's a black mat. It was in white lettering. It wasn't all crazy or anything. I just, I don't want to see that, but I did. I was just looking at what he said.
Yeah, Hogan got booed out of the building by a crowd in a market that used to adore him.
That was interesting.
Let
me ask you a question. Somebody, I can't even remember who put this. Somebody said that they felt that Ric Flair would get the same reaction if it was him coming out.
I don't think so.
Why not? I'm just wondering.
People overlook Ric Flair. People love Ric Flair. And let me just tell y'all, because I get a lot of questions about Ric Flair saying that he's got one more match in him.
Oh.
He also said that he will never get in the wrestling ring again. It's not going to happen. He's thankful that he's in the kind of shape at this point of his life that he could do it again. Because for 75 years old, though, he's in tremendous shape.
Well,
he drinks a lot, but he takes care. Yeah, but I'm just saying. No, I don't think Rick. I think Rick gets a pop whenever he shows up. And he's
I
got that
just
Snoop Dogg cool on him right now.
well, that's probably true too. I just
And
wondered.
I'm not gonna say that everybody wants to say that he was a Trump supporter in a very liberal state because
Oh,
they didn't boo the Undertaker.
no, they didn't.
So what you got is you got a lot of people, and wrestling fans are the most perfect people in the world. They're all so perfect.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that they didn't even take the bridge to get over to that arena. They probably all walked on the water. They've never made a mistake in their life, and they've never had to be get any kind of redemption or try to work their way back into somebody's good graces. So I'm sure that's what it was. Is it's that California crowd is so perfect that they drink hot water and piss Folgers coffee and or Starbucks Vente's, and that's it was just because hating Hulk Hogan is the fun thing to do.
I feel like though it's an interesting that yes, they have this like WWE, they know all of this. They know about the racial slur, they know about the Trump supporting or whatever. So like but
The
they
Trump
still
supporting is not an
continue.
issue. Triple H
Well,
Triple H and his wife spent New Year's Eve at Mar-a-Lago. Trump support Dana White. They're all buddies.
yes. Well, I mean, Linda
That's not
McMahon
an
is
issue with TKO.
right. No, I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the fans. Well, I guess okay. So if you're going to partner, I am really surprised with all that information that they would bring out Hulk Hogan. Like, if they obviously did not think they were going to get that reaction. Do you think? Like, did they
Hang on,
think it was?
Catherine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Undertaker didn't utter a racial slur like Hogan did years ago. I agree. I'm not saying that he ever did. I will say he didn't ever get caught doing it. So I'm not defending him.
Right.
The only thing,
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
not defending what he did. I'm not going to make excuses for him. I'm not saying that he's a good person. I like Hulk Hogan.
And what he represented
Yeah.
or the wrestling
Right.
industry
I
in
like
the
Hulk Hogan.
80s.
But you know who else I like? I like Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know what you're talking about.
well, what I'm saying is that
I don't understand this.
Mel Gibson said some heinous shit too.
Oh, okay.
But just because Mel
I was like,
Gibson said
"What?"
some heinous shit don't mean I don't enjoy watching his movies.
I understand what you're saying.
Terry Bollea may be a piece of shit human being, but that don't change the entertainment that I've gotten from Hulk Hogan over the years.
I just really wonder what WWE thought the reaction would be by bringing him out. I mean, you don't want that. I don't think they were
No.
exactly. So they couldn't have thought it was going to be
I don't think they thought it was going to be that bad. And if they did think it was that bad and they sent him out there anyway, then it was a rib.
Mm.
But they're in business with him.
Right.
He went out there to sell some beer.
I wonder if they just like I said.
I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him because it looked like it hurt him to walk. His arms aren't what they used to be. They were kind of flabby. But I mean, wrestling has taken a toll on that man's body.
Yes, definitely.
And
Definitely.
I mean, you watch some of these old guys. Like when we watch world class wrestling, we make fun of Bronco Lubitsch being an old referee that can't hardly get down on the ground. He was an
Right.
old wrestler. He was an old
Right.
wrestler that turned into a manager, that turned into a referee. But in 1983, Bronco Lubitsch was 2 years younger than I am now.
Right. So I mean, even like, I mean, yeah. And that's a hard thing to see, like our older generation wrestlers like coming out. I mean, like even just the still pictures.
Hang
I
on just a
saw
second. Can I separate Bill Cosby from Cliff Huxtable? I can watch a Cosby Show clip, and knowing what he's done, sometimes art imitates life on his show, and I get like when he did the barbecue sauce and had everybody in love. But what you're asking me is that can I watch? I can watch it if the Cosby Show's on. I don't. Well, there's Bill Cosby. Fuck him. I can't watch this. I don't. That doesn't click on me. It's like when Chris Benoit wrestles. It doesn't. Oh, I got to change channel. No, I'm fixing to watch a damn good wrestling match. You know, it's.
I will say,
I don't feel strong enough.
yeah.
I don't feel strong. If I tried to take an issue with everybody that did everything, I'd never get to watch anything.
Right. I will say I cannot separate, I guess, in some of those instances. And it's not so much like it's like all I can think about, like with Chris Benoit. There's no way I can watch a match because that is all I'm thinking about. Even that, like I can't separate. And I just kept thinking, surely they didn't think this was going to be the reaction. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, because I mean, but maybe they did because Jimmy Hart came out with them. You know what I'm saying? With the whole red, white, and blue flag. Like maybe
Hogan
they
gets some
thought,
boos. Hogan gets some boos when they bring him out, but most of the time he gets a pop. And he didn't get a
that
pop
is
the
very
other night.
true. I mean, it
Or-
has been one of those
Or
things.
were they sweetening the crowd and we didn't know how bad he was getting booed?
Oh, I'm sure they turned it down. Don't you think?
No, I'm just saying I don't
Don't
think
you
they were
think
sweetening
that-
the crowd. I don't think they sweeten the crowd as much now as they were.
Oh, I
How many
understand what
of
you're
those
saying.
times did they sweeten the crowd? Because I know when Hulk Hogan came to Saturday Night's Main Event, the crowd ate it up. And I know when Hogan was at WrestleMania, the crowd ate it up.
Right.
So
And you could kind of see where on Saturday Night's Main Event, that particular crowd would eat it up because that was bread and butter for Hogan. You know what I'm saying? The Saturday Night Main Event, that was him wrestling different people to where, maybe this Raw, I don't know. I mean, we don't have to talk all day, but like I said, I thought it was very interesting that he was on. He got the reaction that he did. What were they thinking the reaction would be? And I wonder if he shortened his speech to get out of there. You know what I mean? Was it just meant to be very
I mean, he was
short?
there to he was there
feel
to sell beer and put the company over. But hey, here's another thing. And I'm not saying that there's people that don't like Hulk Hogan and don't have and they can, because of that, they can have that reason. Okay. But I'm saying there's so much fake outrage.
True.
I guarantee you 75% of the crowd that was booing him the night was fake outrage. Because and online, everybody was bitching, pissing, and moaning that Hogan wasn't on the Saturday Night Main Event open. Then a few weeks later, the focus is booing his racially insensitive Trump loving ass out of an arena. I mean, all the outrage was that he wasn't part of Saturday Night's Main Event.
Right.
How's he not part of Saturday Night's Main Event? But here he is on Netflix. Boo.
Well, and honestly, we don't know why they were booing. I mean, it very well could have been because he was a Trump supporter. And spoke.
No, but they didn't boo the Undertaker.
Would you boo the Undertaker? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think Hogan's a whole different. I don't know. I just don't think you boo the Undertaker, period.
I'm just saying if it's political, then the Undertaker gets booed too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't really know what they were doing, and it could have been Vogue. Ooh, let's all but I don't know. I wasn't there, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And you're right. Undertaker was with Rhea. Like, I agree that whole situation was really quick and was with Rhea. And I agree. I think that would have been.
And the Undertaker being the American badass and riding motorcycles around the ring did absolutely zero for me.
True. But again, that was just,
that was like, hey, you want to make an appearance? Yeah, but I don't want to dress up like the dead man. Well, you want to ride a motorcycle around the ring?
Right.
I mean, that's probably how he dressed to go to the building.
Well, and probably that goes more with Rhea. She's a badass. But I agree with Andrew. I think that was a strategic move to put her with again, I mean, California is a very liberal state. Not everybody in the state is liberal, but it's a very liberal state. And I think that that might even been a strategic thing, putting the Undertaker with such a popular star so quick like that. Because honestly, I mean, it was a big
I think you
number.
should have put her on the back of the bike and rode her out.
Now that would have been kind of cool. But I think
But
so,
Heather makes a point here that especially if Becky had to give her a spot to take her. If I had my choice, I would rather see the Undertaker than Becky.
why did she say what happened?
They were saying that Becky was supposed to show up, that was going to make an appearance, and they bumped her to put Taker in. Because Becky Lynch is fixing to be on the new Star Trek series.
No, I did not.
Starfleet Academy.
Oh, really?
It's a Starfleet Academy show. She's going to be on there.
That's cool.
But let's talk about Rhea. Let's talk about Rhea's match. We had Rhea versus Liv for the women's championship. What did you think? I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, I liked it. I think it was time for Rhea to win.
Yeah.
I think though, who's going to really be Rhea's challenger?
You needed a title change on the first episode, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and again, I think Liv has done quite well. I've really enjoyed everything.
I know who the first challenger is going to be.
Who?
I think the Queen's fixing to show back up, and I hope she shows up as a badass. I don't need Charlotte to be I don't need her to be a face. Charlotte is an excellent heel. This is the time for her to show up and tell mommy what's up.
You think she's going to take the title?
I don't know if she'll get it or not. I think she may come to enhance Rhea's spot. Rhea's surpassed her as far as popularity.
Oh, well, definitely.
I mean,
that would be interesting.
I mean, I think Charlotte can come back in and reestablish herself, but she gets a lot of undeserved hate too.
Who, Charlotte?
Yeah.
What was she on Raw or SmackDown before she left?
I think she's on SmackDown.
Do you remember? Well, okay. I wasn't exactly sure what she was on.
Yeah, I don't think it matters anymore.
No, that's probably true.
But I think that Liv did a great job.
Yeah.
I think Rhea did what she needed to do. I thought the falsies were great. I liked the match. I liked the confrontation with Dominic after that, where she kicked him and then she put her move on him, and
that was a swift kick too. I don't know why. It just
I know,
very quick.
It don't take a lot to get them jingled.
Well, I bet, but I mean, she just like. I hope Liv continues. I think she's really proved herself to be a good, I think she was, fine in the ring. I think that she's really improved herself as a talent. And so I really hope they continue to do more with her and that,
she's 100% believable.
Yes. And whatever they're going to do.
Whatever she does, she's believable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on a side note, how do we feel about the way that Tiffany Stratton cashed in the other night? Did you see that on SmackDown?
I did not see it. I know she cashed in on and won basically. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
It's the way the cash in went down.
What do you mean?
The way that they set it up, like she ran out with the referee, pushed the referee over the rail where he couldn't see. She hit Naomi with the briefcase, letting Nia get the win. They're in the ring celebrating. Bianca tries to attack. Nia gets up on the ropes. Tiffany attacks her with the briefcase. Then she throws Candice LeRae into the corner to get rid of her. Bianca comes in, gets Nia Jax off the ropes and lays her across her shoulders.
Ooh.
She's not helping her. I mean, there's no bracing. That's
Yeah.
all Bianca holding up. I think she's got to be a legit 280. I would think.
Oh, yeah.
And
I could.
for her to be able to power her that way was so incredible. She does her finisher on her. Tiffany jumps in, grabs her hair, pulls her out of the ring, throws her over the announce table, jumps in, does the moonsault, the best moonsault ever.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, new champion. It was so perfectly executed. And the crowd freaking lost it. It's Tiffy time.
Yeah.
And
Have
the
they
fact,
showed?
and the fact that she was a fitness model 4 years ago. A body competitor. 4 years ago.
Was she a gymnast? Was
Yeah,
that her?
gymnast.
Okay.
I saw
I
a
was gonna
picture of her the
say.
other day in her gym gear, but she had arms. I mean, she was for her
I
to come
think.
this far in four short years shows what they can do.
Oh, definitely. I think that was cool. I think it was. I was gonna say. I think that. I mean, I think people were ready. Like you said, it's Tiffy time. I mean, I think people were
It's
ready
just
for that.
perfectly
And
executed. And
yes,
so then we come back and we had Drew McIntyre versus main event Jay.
I didn't really watch it.
Eh,
I'm sorry. I mean,
This-
I'm sure it was fine. I just didn't. I don't know what I was doing.
I
I had
had
to
my
get up.
undivided attention. I was kind of shocked the guy that walked him down the
Oh,
ring.
you did. I thought that too. I was like, is he? Well, first off, because I'm very vanilla, I was like, is he smoking? I'm like, my thought was he's smoking in the building.
In the
Like,
arena. They don't allow that.
they don't allow. I'm like, oh my Lord, he's smoking? Not what he might have been smoking, but just the fact he was smoking. Travis Scott.
Bronson
that's,
retweeted. Bronson retweeted, when I get back, I'm gonna smoke a blunt on the way to the ring. They better not say anything to me about it either.
That's I think that's Kylie Jenner's baby daddy, Travis Scott.
I
think-
don't
is it
turn
Kylie?
I don't turn
I
in
think
those
it is her.
circles.
Yes. Well, I'll just let you know. Yeah.
It ain't
But
talking Dave with hip hop.
Well,
Talking
but
Dave,
I-
talking hip hop with Pondwater Dave.
with the country. What I did like, at least what I liked about Travis Scott, what I liked about the different celebrities that they showed that were in the crowd and stuff, those were all people that I felt were very believable as wrestling fans. As in, Steve Amell, they showed all these different people. Like if they would have showed, Academy Award winning, actress Nicole Kidman's in the crowd, like it would have been like, okay, that's stupid. But like Seth Green, like some of those people have
Yeah.
been host of Raw,
Fluffy,
huh?
Fluffy was there.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I like that, at least they did keep the celebrities
my-
believable.
My Twitter friend Fluffy.
Oh, yes, I know.
Fluffy follows me.
I know. I said I know. He's very funny. I like him.
Fluffy's great.
But you know what
they
I'm
showed
saying?
Macaulay Culkin, and then they showed his brother.
Oh, they showed
didn't hardly
his brother?
spend time. His brother was there.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I saw
He
Macaulay Culkin.
he won a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Because
I know
CM
what
Punk over and spoke to him. There's an 11-second clip about their meeting, and he managed.
Oh.
He goes, yeah, I won a Golden Globe last night. I'm here celebrating. And Punk goes,
Oh.
hey, I just won too. But I mean, it was like
Kieran
weird, yeah.
Macaulay.
He shoehorned that Golden Globe in on Punk. Like, it was like Sorensen working in Japan level. Me working in the Ric Flair's last match level. He got his shit in, that's for sure. In less than 11 seconds.
And then Punk's like, I won too. But
Yeah.
I did like that. I mean, at least they were making it believable, and that the people like Tiffany, like the people that were there celebrity wise, either they've talked about wrestling before, you've seen them as a special guest on Raw, and they knew what they were talking about. So, I mean, that was cool. I like seeing all that.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. So you knew that they're enjoying.
They got her in the ring at a house show the other night.
Oh, cool.
And got her to do the thing. The yeet.
Oh, okay.
Cody goes, do you know about the thing? You know how to do the thing? And they got her in the ring, and it was the Yeet.
Ah, okay.
And
That's cool.
yeah, he's right. I didn't even know who he was, but I knew who
Who is
Topanga
that?
was.
I know Topanga. Who's that dude?
I don't know. The guy that was lucky enough to sit next to Topanga.
Is that
Topanga's
her
cool.
husband or something?
Topanga supports independent wrestling.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm
She
saying.
goes to indie shows.
Yeah.
I mean, she's that big of a fan that she actually will attend indie shows.
In her name, like Daniela Fisher. Like, shouldn't
Yeah.
we say her real name, not Topanga? To be a true fan, shouldn't we know her real name?
Well, let me tell you,
Yes.
I can separate the two, and I'm a fan of Topanga and Danielle Fisher.
You're so funny.
I'm
What
a
was
fan of-
after that? I'm trying to think.
But it was then we had I know I'm forgetting a match.
It's a big it's CM Punk and
CM Punk and Seth was that last, but I guess there was only 4 matches.
yeah. Did you like that Seth Rollins Punk match?
Eh,
What did you was that? What was to you?
I don't really care for either one of those guys.
Really?
I've seen better matches. I mean, it was
Mhm.
okay. I don't know.
I wonder if we're going to see some kind of like Seth Rollins redemption. I mean,
I
like,
didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see Punk win clean. I didn't want to see either one of them win clean.
but I would have thought if this was going to be over, that Seth would have won. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like Seth is going to have to like. Is this going to be like he's going to do like some soul searching, like go off and do something, which he probably needs to do, freshen up, leave and go learn a new hold, right?
Yeah.
And I just wonder if that was the reasoning of Punk winning, because I just seemed
he needs to do something, because this Lucifer Morningstar meets Cruella DeVille thing that he's got going on does not work for me.
Yeah. I'm kind of done with that too. And maybe he is. And maybe that is like
Willie
you
Buck's
said.
pointing out that Michelle McCool was there too.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that makes sense if Undertaker was there.
Hey, what about Nikki Bella being there?
Yeah.
Because they've been ignoring her, and they were even doing on-air promos for that Blake Shelton show that comes on where he's at his bar, the game.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but she's on there.
Right.
She's the host.
Yeah.
And when they plugged that show, they did not mention her at all.
Recently or a long time ago?
About a year, over a year ago. Like she thought they were being petty.
Oh, really?
So for her to be back and get some camera time.
She's a divorced woman. She got to make some money.
Hey, John, I'm single again. You
He's
can't
married,
see me,
right?
Because I'm not. I'm not.
I was going to say, he's a little busy. I think she looked great. Good for her.
Beautiful woman.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying, good for her. And maybe, I don't know. Have we talked about? No, we have not talked about the Saudi Rumble.
Hey, that's just another PLE that I can watch during the day. I'm for it.
Well, man, the Royal Rumble's my favorite ever.
Good.
I'm a little sad. I mean, not that I was going to go to the Rumble in 2026, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just really takes that off the table. Same thing with the WrestleMania. But again, we're able to watch it on TV and that kind of stuff. But,
I like that the WWE is a global company.
Yeah.
I no longer think of the WWE as an American wrestling company.
Right.
They are a global wrestling company, and they're out of the country as much as they're in it. It seems like. I don't have a problem with these overseas PLEs. I like daytime wrestling.
No, that's very true.
I like watching them during the daytime. I would like to. And I got to admit that they're hey, look who's here. There he is.
Hey,
It's the birthday
Everybody
boy.
say hi to Justin Davis.
what's up,
What's
everybody?
going on? We're just
How's it
talking about
going?
we're just talking about the Royal Rumble going to Saudi Arabia.
Well, yeah, I'm going to this year's Royal Rumble, so but I'm not going to
Just
I'd be
mark it
scared
off
that
your
I'd say
list.
something wrong over there.
Yeah, you'd be like Vader. They'd put you in a cage and not let you out.
Smuggle
throw-
you
throw-
out.
Hey, can somebody point me to the ankle bar?
Somebody's gonna point you to the shuttle that's gonna take you out of here.
I got
in a
200
box.
ones that are burning a hole in my pocket. Where's that ankle bar at?
Lord.
Happy birthday, Justin.
Thank you. It,
Little bird told me you're 40.
I am 40.
Wow.
It's not fun. I felt 40. I'm just reading the comments. I felt 40 the other night seeing Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
And he looked my age, so there's that. We're about the same age, I think.
Yeah.
I already say.
It's as a man it's been a long time since I've been 40. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, I mean, looking at you, I can tell.
That's not how you welcome him into the club.
You
You
ever-
know?
You know when now I got y'all excuse me while I explain the comedy to Efren.
Okay.
An ankle bar over there in Saudi Arabia, because that's only skin you can see on a woman.
Well, there it is. Yeah, I already saw some people on Twitter who are upset about the Royal Rumble.
People are upset on Twitter.
Yeah, well, they're upset about the Royal Rumble going to Saudi Arabia. Not that they have any qualms about Saudi Arabian money, but they just want to be able to see the girls not covered up. That's what.
What did one of our friends? He said you were in the group, Justin. He said Antonio said the women's Royal Rumble is going to look like a bunch of Power Rangers out there wrestling because they're all going to be covered up. Oh my God, I never laughed, but that made me laugh when he said
Hey, look,
that.
we got a new Billy Sellers. Hello from North Carolina. First time looking in. Welcome, Billy.
Hello, we
Thanks
love
for
our
checking
North
us out.
Carolina friends and South Carolina friends too. Definitely.
Yeah, I thought it ended up being a bad idea, but I told him, we were showing Efren's game event belt.
Oh, have you seen it, Justin?
I'm sure
Yes.
Justin's seen it.
It's
He probably
Yeah.
got a text
That's a
too.
nice belt.
But we were talking about that, and I said if we could get up to 750 subscribers by the end of the month, that I'd take a picture with that belt, Shawn Michaels Playgirl style. And then everybody decided they were going to quit us. So I was like,
Yeah,
all right, if
they
y'all
left-
don't
they
get us
left.
to 750, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, they just said they were going to leave. We had several people unsubscribe. It's like, what? Wrong direction.
Well, they heard Dave was getting naked, so they all quit.
Justin quit the show because we got 500 subscribers and he didn't want to eat the mayonnaise.
That's
true.
right. And I heard Dave was getting naked.
Yeah. But
Mike
I don't have a
Bosa-
problem with any of the overseas pay-per-views though, PLEs, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like I'm going or like, darn it, I've been saving my money for Royal Rumble 2026, but you did make a good point. We get to watch it during the day. Like that's a very good point.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To be able to
No,
watch.
I see Mike
every-
Bober is in the chat, and I just wanted to congratulate him. I think congratulations are in order since the Steelers became the third team in history to go into the playoffs losing 4 games in a row. So,
Yay,
congratulations. Yes.
I'm proud to announce that we got one more subscriber since I made that announcement.
Pittsburgh.
Well,
But it'll be interesting to see what Raw looks like next week, and like how do we go from here? We were just watching. Did you watch Raw, Justin?
oh, absolutely. I thought it was the best Raw of all time.
I mean, we know that
Awesome.
we all know Chad Gable's wrestling Penta, right?
Right.
Yes, 100%.
They act, and I haven't heard anybody else mention, but did y'all see the graphic where they put a lucha mask up and put Penta on it?
Oh no.
I mean, earlier in the show, they showed like a graphic of Penta, not like a picture, like a It almost looked like a drone image of Penta.
Oh.
But I mean, they mentioned Penta. It was like a drawing,
Mm-hmm.
but no color or anything. Just, but I mean, they dropped that earlier in the show, so that he's going to fight a prominent luchador.
I love that. Yeah, I was like, I wonder who that's going to be.
Yeah. No, I
But
thought.
yeah.
I mean,
Billy
from
Seller says that he doesn't like that they're going to 2 nights with some of the pay-per-views.
yeah,
See, I think the Royal Rumble will work better as 2 nights.
it
Yeah,
does
one
because you can have the
women's-
girls. Yeah,
Girls
and-
1 night, boys the next, or,
I
or
agree with
reverse
that
it.
too.
But you don't have, because 2 Rumble matches is a lot for a card.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And I like that. I think that PLE would probably work good.
I'll have to come and give a full report after the Royal Rumble.
Yes, you will. That'd be
Hey,
a
let's
good
take a
one.
sidebar and talk about basketball for a minute. I was telling Amy that we had a situation arise, and when I said that, I was like, "Oh, Justin's going to be here." Justin pops in. I'm going to ask you about it.
What would you do? Put on your ref hat, Jeff or Justin.
I
Jeff.
used to love
Lord.
that show on ABC. What would you do? I feel like I'm on it right now.
Here's the situation. We've
Exactly.
got St. Joseph Catholic School in Madison, Mississippi, playing St. Joseph's Catholic School in Greenville, Mississippi. This is a rivalry in the diocese.
Okay.
In football, they play for the shillelagh. In basketball, there's like a goal basketball that they go back and forth. This is a rivalry.
All right. I want to
All
see
right.
the priest of both of these schools go at it in a one-on-one match. You can
Well-
be the referee.
There's a kid. There's a kid that plays for Madison, and he's fouling. He's obnoxious,
Mm.
and he's making the other. Thank you, Billy. He's making like he'll get a foul, but then they'll tee up the Greenville player for saying something.
Okay.
Well, but when we foul, the Greenville team fouls, they're not teeing up the Madison players. Let me give you a little. The perception is that the referees are always going to side with the school from Madison in any sport
Why is that?
because that's where the rich kids go.
Oh.
If you, I mean, and it's that way in softball, it's that way in football, it's that way in basketball. It doesn't matter. There's a
Mhm.
perceived that it always feels, and it doesn't have to be that way because they're going to win. They're good enough to win without the help. But anyway, this is getting out of control. Referees aren't keeping it under control. And then
Who's asked did Stephanie beat? That's what I want to know. She go down there and beat up a referee.
no, she didn't. But one of the Madison players jumps up in the air. I thought that my nephew clipped him, and is what made him come down on his head.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't, but because he didn't, he didn't touch him. But what I'm saying is this kid comes down, he lands hard, and he's laying there. He's hurt. The coach is arguing with the referee. The referee tees the coach up.
Mm-hmm.
The coach keeps going, and the referee's about to tee him up again and throw him out. While all of our fans are saying, your player is hurt.
Right.
Our coach is over taking care of their player. He's not even checking on his player
Yeah.
because he's arguing with the ref. So then the kid that started the whole thing, very tall kid. The kid that starts the whole thing had got into it had really gotten under the skin of this other kid. He turns around to that kid's mom and tells her, "Shut the fuck up, bitch." So then the dad comes out of his seat because you done talk to my wife this way. The coach grabs the kid, and the coach is saying he didn't know the kid said anything, even though he's sitting right next to him. The referee said they didn't hear it either.
Yeah.
the 3 referees that are sitting by the gym door that aren't officiating this game,
Mhm.
they all heard it.
Mm.
So the dad gets escorted out. The kid does not get thrown out. And they saved him until, I mean, and we lost by like 60. I mean,
Yeah.
Whoa.
the coach put all these kids that don't ever get to play out there. That coach put all the kids that don't get to play, plus the tall kid that has set the whole game, just so
Yeah.
he can go dunk on these kids. Which, if we'd been and in fairness, the coach was telling the players, trying to calm them down, trying to keep them out of it. Told them we got down early because y'all were undisciplined.
Mhm.
But you weren't. These refs were just. We'd get a foul call and get teed. I mean, it was that bad. This is the worst officiating I'd ever seen in my life. My question to you is, if you're sitting one of the 3 referees that are not officiating that game, and the situation is that bad, why would one of the referees that's there as an official, maybe not being paid to do that game, why would they not interject that this is what happened? Because people are, I mean, somebody's going to get hurt. Stephanie said it wasn't their place to do so.
Right. It's not their jurisdiction. See, a lot of people don't realize that when the game ends, that's not when my jurisdiction is over as a referee. It's when everybody leaves the court and everything else. So the game can be over, and I could eject a coach or someone for doing something after the game
Right.
if we all haven't left. And then they
We've
would
seen the refs stay until the other
Yeah.
the other games. Yeah, I've seen that.
And I'm guessing that those refs may have just told those other guys to F off. It's our game. We'll handle it.
Well, those guys didn't say anything, but I'm
Yeah.
saying one of the referees walked over to talk to them.
Hmm.
So you would think that one of those 3 would have told them what they heard.
Right.
My whole issue is that the kid should have been ejected too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For telling the mom to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But-
one of the refs came over and talked to the mom at halftime and tried to babyface himself like he didn't like he's a good guy or something.
I can
And then
see.
he told my sister-in-law, I can throw everybody in the stands, because she said it's getting out of control. And he goes, I can empty the arena.
Yeah.
I can make every fan leave. And she said, we're not the problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
I can see them not ejecting the kid if they didn't know that he said that, obviously. And then as far as someone telling him what he did, that's when you get into a slippery slope, because you could then get into a whole lot of people saying stuff that didn't happen too. So
Well,
Right.
Tip said they'll probably get called in to testify on the appeal,
yeah, maybe.
because the dad's going to have to get that. From my understanding, it's like a $350 fine when you get kicked out.
Oh, I did not know that.
Who's appealing what?
The school's going to appeal the parent getting fined.
Oh, well, and now who does that? Who does the fining?
The MAIS.
Oh, really? I didn't know
I'm
that.
told. I was told, Stephanie told me that if I ever get thrown out of a game, because sometimes I get a little vocal, that it's $500. But I found out Saturday it's $350.
Oh, in Ohio, certain local places like have fines for getting thrown out, but that's usually put into effect by the county or the municipality. The OHSAA does not do any of that.
I'll
So,
ask
like-
Stephanie, but she mentioned that when a fan gets kicked out, that the school gets fined and the fan gets fined.
Well, it may be different. It may be that way in Mississippi.
But I mean,
Interesting.
he stood up, started yelling at the kid, and it got ugly. But
Yeah.
I mean, the kid turned and did it. I mean, there was no doubt about it.
I loved it. Well, I was gonna say, I couldn't imagine if that was my kid who's. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
Well,
I'm sure
the
that
kids
kid
were
probably
talking.
could.
From what I understand, the kids were everybody on that team were talking bad to their coach.
Nice.
And I mean, it's just
Right.
he doesn't have control of that team, and they're not a bad team. I mean,
Right.
they all shoot the ball real well,
But
but it was just an ugly situation. And I just don't like those games where they let it get out of control like that, and somebody's going to get hurt. And we had that a few weeks ago with some refs where they weren't calling anything, and it was just getting ugly. And my stepdaughter, she lost it and said, "Y'all got to get it under control. Somebody's going to get hurt." And sure enough, one of the boys got hurt, got his ankle shattered on a foul just a stupid
Ooh.
foul. He was going breakaway, layup, dude plowed him.
And they
Shattered
called the foul, I assume.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's-
shattered his ankle, shattered the kid's ankle. I mean,
Oh
And
my
that's the thing.
gosh.
You know, sometimes there are games that I have to call tighter than others, but I could sit there and call 1,000 fouls, and it doesn't change the fact that these kids are just going to go at each other. Sometimes
Yeah.
that's just
well, I've
horrible.
seen referees make the coaches pull them both out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've had to do that before.
I mean, because you could tell this is a problem. We're going to nip this in the bud now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're going to get this under control.
And is
Yeah.
it, I mean, do the kids, I don't know how old those
And this
kids
and
are,
this
but is
behavior
this
and this
how they know
behavior
how
is
to
at a
play?
Christian school. At a Christian
That's
school.
always where you get some of the best stuff.
Man.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. But like what kind of does this kid know how to actually post up, or they just just play, you know what I mean? Like they just plow into him because they
I
don't
don't
know
know.
anything better.
It was a homeschool team.
Oh
So
yeah,
basically it was an AAU team.
yeah, it's loose. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And they were really
Okay.
good. And-
not much discipline.
No.
I got you. I understand now what you okay. I understand.
Because it's in private school, and when you're private school, the homeschool gets together and puts together a team. Homeschools do that.
Sure. Sure.
It's-
I never give out technicals. I'm probably considered a friendly referee when it comes to that type
Man,
of
they were
stuff.
teeing. And that's the thing is that if you're doing it both ways, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
But when this kid starts running his mouth, well, where's his tee? Because you're real
Right.
quick.
Right.
We literally had a kid. We had literally had a kid that got fouled,
Mhm.
and he was on the ground, and he didn't get called for the foul, and all he did was turn his head and look at the coach and got teed.
Well, something weird happened this year because, like I said, I hardly ever give them out, but I had 3 games in a row where I had a technical. So I don't know.
Had to
Sometimes
wheel them back in.
So if something's going on so egregious, even if you're there and it's not your game.
Yeah, guys get. I'll tell you, I get. The Jeff Jarrett thing he said, and it made me think about refereeing because it is very, very true. Unsolicited advice is criticism,
Mhm.
Yes.
and it's very easy to get guys' panties in a bunch by saying, "Hey, this or that."
Yeah. Well, I thought that they had the opportunity
It's
to.
interesting.
I thought they had because he went over to talk to him, and I thought that at that point they might,
Right. Right. Justin, do you have a little bit of time for trivia?
Oh, sure. We've got 10 inches of snow. I don't have to work tomorrow.
Oh, you've
Wow.
already. Oh, really?
I'd say we won't go back this week. So my Christmas break's going to be 3 weeks instead of 2. It looks like.
nice.
You haven't gone back yet?
No, heck no.
Really?
We're supposed to
Okay.
go back Monday, and that's when all hell broke
When it
loose.
all start?
Yeah.
We are also so we didn't go Monday. We went Tuesday, Wednesday, and should go tomorrow. And then we're expecting a big snowstorm and probably will be out Friday and until what? Oh, Lordy. Y'all gonna make me
It's been a while.
blush. I don't even know what y'all
Been
are
a
talking
long
about.
time since we had this much snow.
Oh.
It's time for Amos Trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
I like it. So since we
I
watched the
Like that.
first,
That's
oh,
new
did
trivia.
you-
I haven't heard
I
that.
know. Did you like the wrestler? He's
Yeah.
my type of wrestler
That
right
looked like
there.
Billy Jack murderer.
I liked him back in the day. So since we watched the first Raw on Netflix, we are going to talk about the first Raw that was held on USA.
Okay.
So
Hey,
the
all right.
the
I was
first
ready
episode.
for this.
The first episode of Raw was held at the Grand Ballroom at the Manhattan Center in New York City. On what date in January of 1993? Was it on January 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th?
Now let me do my Rain Man math and go back. I'm going to say it was the 11th.
Heather Whitley agrees with you. The 9th is what I'm guessing. Bober went with C11.
I will say the C's have it. It was January 11th, 1993. And if you were paying attention, they actually said that on the Raw on Monday. They talked about that. So
I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go out 100% with the.
excuse me. All right, second question. The commentary for this event was Vince McMahon, Randy Macho Man Savage, and who?
I know this one.
And was it Sean Mooney, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Rob Bartlett, or Lord Alfred Hayes?
It would have been so much better if it was Lord Alfred Hayes.
100%.
Fortunately, it was Rob Bartlett.
I was going to say it would have been better if it would have been anybody else.
Well, Mooney and Bobby the Brain were so entertaining because Bobby was trying to get into the building and Mooney kept catching him.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
again, that answer is also C. And he was horrific.
I'm batting 500 right now.
Had a chance to, I watched the first episode back because obviously it had been forever.
Yeah.
And he was atrocious. And the things that they were talking about, the Mike Tyson calling in from jail after he just got, put in there for rape, making a phone, it was just like, oh my God. This is awkward. The first televised match, because there was a dark match, of Raw was between Coco Beware, Pawn Wetter's favorite, and who? Who was Coco Beware's opponent for that first televised match? Was it Yokozuna, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, or Bam Bam Bigelow?
I believe it was Yoko.
I think it was Yoko myself.
Everybody in the chat, what are y'all thinking? Nobody wants to do C for The Undertaker and see if there's 3 C's in a row? No, you all are right. It was Yokozuna.
Yep. I remember that one. That just felt like we still want to do squash matches, but we're not sure yet. So here's Coco.
Yeah. And Yoko's going to squash him.
Yeah.
Literally
squash him. Yes. All right. Next question. There were 4 matches on this first episode. Which one of these was the shortest match? Was it Undertaker, Damien Demento? Was it the Steiners versus the Executioners? Shawn Michaels versus Max Moon? Or was it the Yokozuna Coco Beware match? Which one was the shortest?
Do we know if Terry Gordy was one of the Executioners in this?
He was not. They had it. It was a Dwayne Gill was one of them. And because it's something, because I read it on the report too when I was looking up these questions. No, it was not Terry Gordy.
I'm going to say it was the Steiners and the Executioners.
See,
so I would say Undertaker and Damien Demento had a little time to it.
I immediately. Funny thing is, Terry and Mike both say A and D, but that was the 2 ones that I had narrowed it down to immediately was A or D.
Mm-hmm.
And See, I don't know if Undertaker, although he might work with Demento, not want to do it very long.
Yeah, they had high hopes for Demento, so they gave him a little something in that match.
Oh, okay, I'll go with D, but I think it's A.
I think it's B because the Steiners were just ethering,
You-
guys.
Justin, you should have gone with your thoughts. It
That's
was
what I
A.
think we're listening
It
today.
was A?
It was A. Now, what's very interesting, I thought was very interesting, is that Shawn Michaels' Max Moon was for the title. I hope that's not one of my questions. No. And it was almost 11 minutes long. The other 3 matches combined was like 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So those 3 matches were shorter altogether than Shawn Michaels' Max Moon. Undertaker Demento, it was 3 minutes.
Oh, so
because-
they weren't none of them were like 20 seconds. Okay.
no.
They
When
you
were all
said
2 to
shortest,
3
I
minutes.
was because I knew that Damien Demento's match went. I mean,
You was thinking somebody got Bob Backlund.
yeah.
Right. No. Undertaker Damien Demento went 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Sorry. And then Yokozuna and Koko was like 3. And then the Steiner Brothers and Executioners was like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. But then all of them combined was still shorter than the Max Moon, which that was a really, I mean, it was a good match, but I was sitting there like, why is this match going on? Like, who is like Max Moon, as you know, remember that whole outfit and stuff? Like,
Yeah, they were
he
trying to
didn't-
get that. They wanted to make that a kids. They wanted to make him a
Oh.
kid's action figure. I mean,
Yeah, I guess. I was like, oh, bless.
all right.
I was-
I like the
Yes.
story that he told about Vince and them talking about putting a thing on his back that makes him fly.
yes. What was that on? Was that on something to wrestle, or what was that?
Yeah, whenever I think I don't know. It's been so long ago. I think it was when Raven was like a guest on one of the shows, but I can't.
Oh, okay. So Razor Ramon did an in-ring promo to discuss his opponent and match at the upcoming Royal Rumble. Who was his opponent? Was it Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Kurt Hennings, or Shawn Michaels? Who was Razor Ramon giving
Oh,
an
it's,
in-ring
Shawn Michaels.
promo
Yeah.
about?
It's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart.
What do you think, Pondwater? Did you say Shawn Michaels?
I said Shawn Michaels.
The match was between Razor Ramon and Bret Hart for the WWF tag team World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. I just came back tonight just to whip Dave's ass in trivia.
No kidding. You should always go with yourself, because if you would have gone with your
I'll be
gut
perfect.
on that last one, you've been perfect. And then the last question is a fill in the blank. And it says, who was running around outside dressing in disguise, trying to get into the building all during the show?
Oh, I gave everybody that answer.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
It was Bobby the Brain Heenan.
That was the most entertaining. Heenan was so good.
Heenan was very good. I didn't find
Great.
that entertaining, but I don't like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, like him dressing up as the woman and then the rabbi or whatever he was supposed to be the last time. It was just like, I don't know. I don't like that. That's not my humor, I guess. But it was a vastly different show. I love watching Macho Man as a commentator. I love seeing him on screen. That was fun. And Vince McMahon being,
Vince
the
good on
one
commentary.
examiner. Yeah, he was. I mean, he there's several times, when he kind of, will do that.
I think
like
Vince.
I said, that
I think
wrong
Vince
part,
dipped when he needed to.
yeah.
I don't think that Vince was equipped to call action in the Attitude Era.
Oh no. But again, it was
But
like
I mean, but for the time period, for what they did,
the awkwardness with Rob Bartlett, like that
Yeah.
whole, you know what I mean? Like them just kind of like, I don't know, like you just wonder, especially Vince probably thinking, oh my God, please, enough of the Mike Tyson in jail phone call. Like, let's wrap this up or whatever. But but again, it just kind of shows you where it's been. But it was, it was fun. You had the Undertaker on that first Raw, you had Bret Hart, it was a video promo, but he was still on there. You know, Razor Ramon was on there. Shawn Michaels had a title match. So I mean, you had, and the Steiner brothers as the Steiner brothers. I mean, you had some. Bam Bam Bigelow wrestled. Doink was running around in the crowd, and Crush came out at the end. So I mean, you had some big star power on that first, you know, first Raw. So
all except for Rob Bartlett
oh yeah, oh
and
Lord.
Damian Demento.
I mean, I'll take Damien over Rob Bartlett any day.
But we all know Gilbert's a star.
Heck yeah. Again, I'd take him over, but you know, other than that,
Well, the
so that would be the trivia. So thank y'all for playing along.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I learned never to listen to Dave.
That's right. Don't ever listen. Just go with your
that was
gut.
a rookie mistake
Justin.
on your part, buddy.
He forgot.
I know
He
I've
was
been
doing
on
so-
too long. I had to be reminded.
That's right. That's right.
Did any of y'all make New Year's resolutions?
No. Although I'm learning how to play the guitar right now.
Okay.
Awesome.
I've got myself a Martin electric or acoustic guitar, and I'm been in the very beginning stages of that. So
I
My
tell you
brother-
what.
Told me that if you want to learn how to play a guitar, you should start with the electric guitar because
Really?
it's easier. And then once you get comfortable with the electric guitar, then it makes learning the acoustic that much easier.
Interesting. Aaron is learning to play the guitar, and he does a lot of stuff off YouTube. I mean, and he really has taken off with that. And it's just, again, amazing what's all out there. You
I
know,
just got me an app. So but
I took
I'm-
banjo. I
But
took
yeah,
banjo
that's
lessons for
smart.
about 4 months,
oh, how cool.
and then I went to wrestling school and I quit doing the band. I couldn't do both.
There's more money to be made in wrestling than banjo. No,
Well, I couldn't afford both.
I'm just
Wrestling
kidding.
school costs more than banjo school.
Well, yeah, I could.
What
see
about you,
that.
Amy? New Year's resolution this year?
I don't make resolutions, but I have a word of the year that I pick. So, like last year, my word was action, and this year, what are you laughing at, Justin?
I was hoping it would be like one of those new young kids' words.
Oh, yeah. And this year it's
Well, everybody
yeet.
knows
No.
that the bird is
Yeah.
the word.
Yes.
Bird.
It's
Yeah.
Sigma. No, that's what my
Yeah.
new word.
Yeah, we had to do. The teachers at my school sang the 12 Days of Christmas, and my line was, and I still to this day don't know what it means or what it's from. What's the Sigma Skibbity? Don't know what that means, but that's what I had to sing during our 12 Days of Christmas thing.
That's funny. I do know Sigma means good. I do know that from
Okay.
Aaron. That's and so I don't know about skiz. I don't know anything about that.
Well,
Riz. My word is Riz this year. But
Mhm.
this
That's what I was
year,
hoping you was going to say.
oh man, I'm excited for Amy this year on the podcast. Working shoehorning Riz in whenever she can. I had a New Year's resolution this year because normally last like 10 years, my New Year's resolution was going to quit saying fuck so much
Oh,
because I say it way too much. It's like uses it like a comment.
Especially at the Christian school basketball games.
yeah, really.
Oh, but this year I decided that my New Year's resolution was going to be to try to not let things that I have no control over, not be so upset by things that I have absolutely no control over.
So
And
kind
that
of the
lasted
serenity.
that
prayer.
lasted till day 3.
Aw.
My head exploded Friday.
was that the basketball game?
No, that was the Dollar General manager that took 52 minutes to get me checked in.
I was thinking you gigged yourself at work again when you said your head exploded.
No, I mean I'm over
Yeah,
there.
really.
I'm over there just stewing, like grinding my teeth and getting a migraine because I'm grinding my teeth so hard. And
They just were not thinking that you needed to be
Was
checked
not a
out and
priority.
moved on. Oh,
Amy, what's your word? We never did hear 2025.
Riz.
Is it?
Oh,
No, it's not.
no, it's
That's
not
what
Riz.
Oh, I thought it was Riz, and I was like,
I was joking.
No, I don't know if you could tell. See if you can tell my bracelet. Oh, sorry.
it was one of those things that
It's release.
Oh,
oh,
It's release because I tend
Dave
to.
needs a release right now.
Dirty old man. I forgot what it was like to have both of y'all here.
I
Lord.
knew what he was thinking, so I just had to go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Oh.
Take my beautiful word.
Release. She's going to, like you, she's not going to worry about things that she has. No,
That's
she's
right.
releasing her problem.
But like, Justin, you may or may not know
Please,
this.
Let me go.
My Olivia, she moved to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And just that kind of releasing of just knowing she's okay and not, releasing.
She's going to not helicopter mom as much this year.
Right. And I do tend to hold on to things that are sentimental. Like if my grandparents gave me probably anything, now that
Right.
they're passed away, it's just really hard to. So like looking for ways to release some of that kind of stuff too, like holding on to things I don't need to be holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my word. That's kind of where I am this year. I've had peace, I've had action, I've had release. So you can kind of, where my thoughts go. And that
Release
helps kind of
Riz.
it's not Riz. But maybe 1 year. But that's instead of doing a New Year's resolution, like that kind of helps guide me,
Mhm.
through the year. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, so that's my you might not have been expecting that whole story, but
no.
I
No, I just
no, I'm just saying, yeah, it was like a big drawn out, but yeah, that's what I do.
Did you
You all
forget-
got resolutions besides the
no.
serenity prayer? No.
But I'm gonna keep trying to not be upset about things that, because I tend to do that. I get super upset about things that I got zero control over.
Right.
So I'm just trying I'm gonna chill out and
Yes, because that's not good for you, physically. I mean, 100%. That is not good for you.
Hey, I didn't get mad when the Chiefs threw their football game on purpose so the Bengals wouldn't get into the playoffs last week. I released it.
oh, but when you said football, Amy, are you caught up on Landman?
Yes. Yes.
Justin, do you watch Landman?
I do.
Yes.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that was good.
Jerry Jones should get an Emmy for best guest appearance on a TV show.
Yeah, but they give those out for acting, and I don't think he was acting. He just told
That
the
seemed
story of his life, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I
that's
mean,
definitely true.
it was so incredible.
Yeah.
And y'all know I don't like Jerry Jones. I got no use for Jerry Jones, but I mean, his acting wasn't that good in front of the media the other day when he said he didn't know that Cooper Rush was going to bonus if he got some playing time. But that his appearance on Landman was absolutely incredible. I mean,
Yeah,
my Lord, it's the best act. When you're on a TV show with John Hamm, Billy Bob Thornton, and Demi Moore, and you're the best actor on the show, that episode, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
And I definitely think it was.
And if y'all don't want to watch the show, y'all can type in Jerry Jones Landman, and you can watch the clip from it. It was an and I mean, I know that I knew the part about that's how he got the money to buy the Cowboys, but the fact that he did that for his kids, and I believe every word he said because he got choked up.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was really good. I mean, like you said, it was just I think it was a good thing for anybody to hear. I mean,
yeah,
it was just really.
But coming from who it came from, it just.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
but he was due to do something good.
So he did, but Landman is a very interesting.
That daughter
show.
makes me so uncomfortable though.
Yeah, that whole yes, but then Mama's totally fine with it. I just
Yeah, she's a piece of work.
Interesting. It's a good show.
Yeah,
it's a good show. I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't want to, in case people don't.
We won't.
Plus, we're over our 2 hours.
Yeah.
We've been trying. We try.
I just I just watched the Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix yesterday. That was kind of interesting.
Was it? I saw somebody. I think Adam
I
Jenkins.
was
Somebody
always
posted
kinda
about watching that.
I was always kind of interested in the inner workings of that show because I was like, there's no way this all can be fake, but there's no way that it all can be real either.
Oh,
And
independent wrestlers did the Jerry Springer show regularly.
Yeah.
Well, we had Adam Jenkins.
Iron
He
Sheik
sent
was
us.
on there.
Yeah.
He sent us his what he was. You know, he sent us his episode that we had on. That was
And
great.
Yeah.
it did explain a little bit of that. When the people would get to the show, like before they went on the show, like the producers would talk to them and they would have them like tell their story and they would play the other person to get them like
Mhm.
good and pissed right before they went out on stage.
You know, Darby Allin was on that reality show, Sex Put Me in the ER.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I know. I wish I would have went to the ER with him.
What happened, Darby? Well, I was dating this big girl, and I told her to get up on the roof, and I was going to run around the house 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I had her jump off on my face.
I will say he's a little bit better looking now than he was back then in that when he was on that show.
Yeah. I agree. He definitely was.
That hairdo wasn't for him.
Billy Sellers said, "What time do y'all come on?" We normally we always come on at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern time. We've been doing it on Wednesday. Tuesday nights are our night that we try to do it on. We're just kind of jumping around for basketball season because my grandkids play basketball, and I try to support her and I enjoy watching her play. So, we'll normally put our schedule out early that when we're not going to be on Tuesday. So, I guess.
And we're so glad you joined us, Billy.
Thank you so much.
We have a good time. We have guests a lot of times too, not just Justin coming on, but we will have independent wrestlers that come on and talk to us, and we learn quite a bit.
Yeah, this is our after the holiday show. But you can go back in the archives. We've had some really great guests, and we like to spotlight the independent circuit. I referee on the independent circuit. I'll be refereeing in Fountain Hill, Arkansas, Saturday night for Bayou Independent Wrestling.
Awesome.
If you're in the Arkansas area, close to Fountain Hill, come on out for a great night of family friendly wrestling. We have Dave Sagan on the card this week. I'm excited about Dave Sagan.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about some of the guests we've had on here. My favorite guest I think we ever had on was James Beard. And yesterday was James's birthday because it is the same day as mine. So I want to wish James a happy birthday as well.
Yes. Awesome. Yes, it was his birthday yesterday. How cool you share a birthday with James.
Did we do a show since we talked about the NWA that announcement we thought was coming? I don't remember, but James's TSW Wrestling in Forney, Texas is now a Texas affiliate of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Oh, I did not. I do, Billy. No, just kidding. No. No. We have a store and you could buy
our merch store is jumpinthepond.com.
Amy will have you donate to the Arn Anderson fan club.
That's true. You see what I have on tonight, Justin?
That's nice of you to ask. We appreciate that.
I got that for Christmas. Isn't
That's
that nice?
I like that hat.
Thank you. Because horsemen can wear white.
Well, we're going to be.
You were not, Mike. You were a great guest.
Yeah, you were, Bober. But over at the Ram Network on patreon.com/Ram Network for just $5 a month, we're putting out as much content as we can. Timmy C and myself do World Class Flashback. We're going to get some Power of the Pen on there. Portland Wrestling's coming. Audience with the Belt Pope. Eras. the new generation. I mean, we're just footballers. We're just trying to crank out as much content over there for you as we possibly can. But be sure to check out the TNA Top 10. T-Weave, Andrew, and Allison Faye do a great job with that. They pick a fun topic. They just recapped 2024, their top 10 favorite topics of the year. And with college football going on, I really, really enjoy the way that Terry and Andrew break down college football. And
I learned so much. I don't know anything about football.
Oh.
I
listen
learned
to them
Andrew's
every
averages.
week.
because I tend to agree with Andrew a lot, and I mean we did not do good this last weekend.
You know, Dave, I just now realized you are a Texan, native Texan, and I'm a native Ohioan. It seems like we could have a little bet going on for this week.
Oh
But
my!
Is Texas playing Ohio State this week?
They are.
I don't know that I have any confidence that Texas could beat them. I'm not a Texas Longhorns fan.
I know that.
I
And
mean,
I'm not really a Buckeye fan. I'm a Bearcat. So
Now, I mean, I'm a Texas fan this weekend because I'm not an Ohio State fan at all. I got to run in by the dogs. Bucky and Fritz are trying to get up here with me.
Yay! Oh, they're so
we're
cute.
Ohio State fans. I can tell.
Teppy's standing here with her camera, so I'm trying to see if they're doing something cute.
Hey, you know what his nickname is? Bucky the Buckeye.
Oh, don't do that to my dog.
Oh, poor little guy. Do you think so? Are you? Oh, sweetie. How are your sweeties, Justin?
Oh, just crazy.
Yeah, we got him more, baby. Ah!
Actually,
Your dog pregnant again yet?
no, she's not. She's tied up from that situation. But the four of us have been doing a lot of snoring on the couch over the last 3 days, so we've
I
accomplished
bet.
a lot of that.
I bet. I totally. I was very sad to lose that afternoon nap whenever I had to go back. That was a very nice part of my day. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Well, Justin, we thank you for popping in with us tonight. You're going to have to come back. Don't be away so long.
Yeah, it was fun. I was glad I got to jump in here and see everyone, even your puppy dog over there.
Yeah, this one, I got 2 wiener dogs, and if I could just tell anybody that if you're deciding that you want to get you a wiener dog, just go outside, hit yourself in the head with a hammer instead.
No, they're sweet babies. See, look, they love you.
Of course they do. What's not to love?
He's like, if I lick his face some more, maybe he'll put food in my bowl.
Exactly.
We're going to have to go get him some greenies.
He's getting crumbs out of the beard. No.
Yeah. Dave was double fisting wieners. That is correct, Terry.
Oh,
And
goodness.
on that note,
That's a good time to
it's a good time to dip on out.
I want to thank Justin for joining us for a little while tonight. We've missed him. For the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Amy Vaughn, I'm Palmwater Dave. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week on Talking Wrestling with Palmwater and Amy. Good night.
Bye.